Welcome back to the Lost Treasure of Yamashita. This is a Ubiquity campaign using the Hollow Earth Expedition rules, and we are in Episode 5. And without doing too much of a recap, the party has made it into the tunnels, the Japanese warren, through Breech Six, and found kind of a command bunker where Emmet Flisk, he's an NPC, but he has lifted up the idol, and all of a sudden, the Japanese soldiers, which have died, begin to come to life. And I will need initiative for everyone, please. And if you can click on your tokens. I will go ahead and
Are we
roll.
supposed to be on a map with enemies?
Oh, yes, I'm on the map. You guys are not. Let's fix that. There we go.
Thought I rolled.
You probably rolled on the other page. I can see you. What you rolled on a 1. Just go ahead and re-roll, and then I will Yeah, just re-roll because you can't see it.
Did you want me to play Ronin?
If you have it open, go ahead and roll an initiative for him as well.
Sure.
Hey, it's not working. Oh, maybe this. Okay, there we go. I hit the wrong button. Okay.
I think you need to make his token accessible to me.
Quite possibly. That's weird. It should be because it's
Again. Nope.
Okay, let me just fix it.
Here. Yeah. No, we have full.
Yeah, I can move it, but when I try to do initiative, it doesn't roll through at all.
Okay.
If you just drag and drop the token again, you'll get a version that.
Yeah,
no, you won't.
I just did, but yeah, it didn't work. What do you
There
roll?
we go. Oh, nope.
Oh, okay. If you put it in, then it's fine. It looks like we have a full initiative, and that is going to descend. Oh, Emmet, I need to roll for him. I forgot Flisk.
It worries
Okay.
me you say there's definitely him there when there are actually 5 of us. I guess it's 5 of them. Okay.
Yeah, it's 5 on 5, and luckily the boss is disarmed. Megumi, you spring into action first, kind of as you look over. You hear Emmet just shout, "What the hell!" And the idol drops from his hands as he goes for his holster again. But yeah, what do you do?
I think Megumi has a moment of reconsidering her life choices. And then maybe a split second of thinking, maybe Gwen's right. And then she's gonna go ahead and use the, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and use the semi-automatic on the one closest to me, this one here.
Okay. And you are just using your pistol, yeah?
Correct. And just the one right now.
Okay, so yeah, if you are shooting, you do have the option, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but you can total attack, which allows you to get a bonus on your attack at a penalty to your defense. And there's some other combat options you can do as well if you were wanting to lean straight into the attack. But you do get a penalty.
Tell me what total attack means. So I get a penalty. What's the bonus?
It's a -2 to your defense, but I believe it's a +2 to your attack as well.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
And
go ahead and do that this time.
If you got a -2 to your defense, you sacrifice your active defense.
Mm-hmm. But you also get a plus. Is it a +2, Adam, or a +3 to the attack for total attack?
I think. Let me just double check.
It might be a +3, or am I thinking of when you're auto firing? I think auto fires +3, which is a machine gun.
Hold on, I'm literally on that page. I thought it was That's a +2.
Okay, so go ahead and roll +2 on your attack.
Remind me what the situation is for point blank.
If you're holding a pistol and you're adjacent to them, you get an additional +1. If you're holding a rifle, you get, I think, a -1 if you're point blank.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, what I'm going to do is move first so that I am point blank with this one.
Okay. Yep.
And then go ahead and do total.
Okay, so you'd get a +3 on your attack.
Okay. Let's see how this goes.
Okay, so that is 5 successes. And a bullet is considered lethal damage. This would be a one-shot, one-kill type situation. What would you like to do? Actually,
I was hoping for that.
Can you total attack if you move, though? I think you can't move in total attack. A total attack takes your whole
give up
turn.
your active defense. I don't think it takes your move as well. I think that's just a Jeff thing. I think he's the only one that thinks that.
Okay. All right, we'll just roll with it. You kill him. Boom, headshot, or I presume.
Yes. That,
Okay.
double tap. I'm gonna, so I basically kind of grit my teeth, still a little bit in disbelief, walk up and do a headshot, and yell, Emmet, get out of there, and then I can move again, right, if I haven't used my full movement?
No, it's not. You can't split movement.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
Not without a talent. There is a talent that
good.
lets you.
I'm good here, but I think what I will do is go ahead and just take a knee so that I have a slightly lower profile.
Okay, sure. So the bullet destroys the head. The helmet just kind of collapses off of the skull of this dead soldier, long dead, and the body collapses to the floor. It does not look like it's going to be moving again. Up by the idol and the little, not temple, but the shrine, the captain, the officer, is beginning to stand up, and it reaches towards its belt, and realizing that its sword is not there, it is going to hold a hand out towards Emmet and try to grab at his heart. Whoever... No, I guess I have control of Emmet too. I am going to give control to everybody, and if someone can roll for him, this is going to be... It's a defend against a magic spell, so that's not going to be his active defense. It is just his body.
Right, that is just going to be... It's going to be his passive defense, and I'll do it so I don't have to explain how to do it.
Perfect, thank you.
Defense minus his X.
Okay, so he takes 1 point of lethal damage. I'll count up on his token. I think Emmet had 5 health, if I remember correctly. So he'd actually be at 4 out of 5. Everyone can see his token, or no? His health bar?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So that is this captain's turn, and that goes down to Gwen. The shots that ring out in this chamber are extremely loud, just because it's a closed room.
Gwen is I'm so glad we I'm so glad we determined that zombies don't exist. Maybe we should try telling them that. And then move over behind these crates and pull out her weapon.
Okay, so drawing a weapon and moving. Ronin's turn.
Okay, so Ronin,
since you're controlling Ronin, kind of tucked under his arm and a little bit out of sight is a katana. He has taken the katana without people noticing.
son of a bitch. Okay.
Shooting them.
Nobody
Okay,
saw him. I had him roll privately, and he rolled pretty well. So everyone's
okay, that's
averages.
interesting. That's interesting because now I have to wonder whether he would attack with it or not. And would we consider that drawn already?
No, so it's in his sheath. It's
Okay,
kind of like tucked under his arm, and he's got his M1 Garand on his shoulder too. It's on the sling. So really, to operate either weapon, he'd have to choose what is he going to use. And knowing kind of what Ronin was doing, is that sword he wanted more of a trophy. He's not really proficient with a blade.
right, okay. I think in that case, he would probably maybe try to drop it unobtrusively just so that he has more control over his weapon.
Okay, I'd say
Does that seem
yes. I'd say
legit?
roll a stealth check, and I'm going to give him a +2 situational because there's gunshots going on. People are going to be a little bit more distracted. Plus,
Definitely
there's
focusing on other things, yeah.
and it's still a low lit situation. I think Gwen had a lamp out or something like that, which is providing decent
Right.
illumination, but he's still at the edge of the room. And then because Roland, you are right next to him in the doorway, I will let you actually make an active roll for perception. But Emmet, Meg, and Gwen, if you take your average for yours, Emmet, his average perception is 2, so he would fail that.
I don't think I would even be looking at him at all, so.
Yeah. Oh, and he rolled a 5. Was that on your character sheet or his?
It was on
Oh,
hers.
shoot, it was on mine, sorry.
Okay, I
Well,
will
you know
call.
what? I have his pulled up, and I rolled on his sheet, but for some reason it's...
Oh, it might just be your screen name because it's your
Yeah,
name instead
yeah,
of his.
yeah, because
Okay.
I did roll on his...
Average would be my.
If his average, it should have been 6 plus 2 dice, so 8 dice pool. So yeah, if that was correct, then Roland, your ears are not unaccustomed to gunfire being loud and close, but you're probably a little bit more looking into the zombies, realizing that these things are standing up, and you don't hear the subtle clatter off to the side. And
Right.
We're not shooting
7
him
dice.
yet.
I'm not sure what
So-
my average would be.
actually, Katanas don't have a guard. What was that?
My perception just says 7 dice, but I'm not sure what average would be.
So just 3 plus, which means you'd automatically get 3, and you'd roll 1 die to see if it was a success or not. So even on a 4, he would have beat you with 5 successes. So you did not notice the sword either. But he drops the sword. That is an action. What is his other action?
He's going to go ahead and... Sorry, yes?
You just get one action.
Yeah, it's
and
one action
move.
and 1 move. So he can move.
He has quick draw.
He does have quick draw. He can
So,
quick draw his rifle then.
yeah. And, okay, so he's going to go ahead and sling down that rifle and take a shot at this one closest.
Okay.
He's got
I think if he's
accuracy.
stealth dropping the sword, though, that's his attack action, and then he can quick draw the rifle, but he still can't shoot it.
You're right, because the action...
Okay.
The quick draw is part of his attack action, or is it quick draw's free, but
Quick draw
attack...
is a reflexive action, but I'm saying if he's trying to stealth, like...
Yeah, you're right. That would take
loop.
this turn. So he
Okay.
can present his rifle or move and present the rifle, but next turn is when he would shoot.
Okay, that's cool. He'll stay there.
Okay. Yeah, and Roland, the doorway is between you and you're just outside the doorway, so he's off to the side. You have a clear entrance into the room, and I think you've got a higher dexterity than Emmet, so go ahead.
And I'm pretty sure Roland's already had his gun in his hand, because he was
Yep, you did.
seriously thinking of shooting Ronin over the whole katana thing.
Yep, and
No,
Not
no,
for the
no,
first
he did it,
time.
did he?
what was that, Eric?
In character, I thought in character no one realized he did it.
Nobody did, but beforehand everyone was pointing a gun at him and saying that we're going to shoot you, and then he wound up backing off, and everyone went over to the desk looking at the map, and that's when he took it and kind of went over by the door.
Yeah.
So nobody knows that he took it, and then now he's dropped it, and so...
He told me. He told me in a PM after that came.
From the doorway, I think I have a good shot at all of the zombies.
Except for maybe this one, but...
I was thinking this one. Nope, this one.
Yeah, that's going to be the safest shot. There's no allies around there, so... Gwen, can you remind me, were you holding the lamp, or did you put it on the desk, or did you leave it kind of here in the center?
She probably would put it on the desk.
Okay. So that kind of floods light outwards. It's still enough to kind of see, but everything
We
in
were
the
looking at
outskirts
the
is
map.
shadowy.
We were looking at the map, and it is like a lantern. It probably would have been easiest to set it on a flat desk.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so just keeping that in mind. There's no penalties for lighting, yeah. But go ahead. Or did you already shoot?
I haven't yet.
I don't think there's any way that I can. Yeah. You shoot him. Go ahead and tell me what, and I'm giving you style for overkill.
Oh. Roland takes aim. Pulls the trigger. It's a clean headshot. The guy just kind of ends at the neck. And then Roland just kind of, more to himself than anyone else, just there's the word, busted.
The body of the zombie just collapse. There's probably a rattle of the helmet rolling with very little head left inside. Emmet has just been the zombie reached out, grabbed his chest, so he's gonna try to bat it away. And I think Meg shouted for him to run, yeah?
Yeah.
So he's going to reach down, scoop up the gold idol, the Buddah, and he is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just kind of hit the wall and turn around in a kind of a crouch, and still kind of going for his gun again. But that's his turn. Roland already went, so top of the round is Meg again. Actually,
Okay.
no. There's supposed to be a 0 initiative here, but I killed the zombie. So the other ones go on 0. This one turns, and it sees Meg and Gwen. Meg is closer, and it moves in close, stepping over his comrade. And this one has it's a bolt action rifle, but it's got a bayonet on it, and it just tries to skewer you on its end. I need you to roll defense, please.
Sure. And am I at -2 for that?
You are, because you total attacked.
Okay.
Is that correct, Adam? Or how do you...
It's so roll your defense, and then for the modifier, put minus whatever your dexterity is.
Okay, so it's minus dexterity.
Oh, minus dex. Okay. Okay, so -3 then. Oh.
Ooh.
Ouch.
You never total attack on the first round for that reason.
5.
Well, now you tell me.
In my past campaign.
Yeah,
Now
I
you tell
died
me.
as a level 1 character because of that.
You might have mentioned that
you
to the new player, but, that's fine.
Okay.
I thought I taught you guys that lesson in the one-shots.
So,
Not at all. It didn't come up.
Meg,
Yes.
you get a glimpse of this thing coming at you, and imagine this kind of short, squat Japanese soldier hunkered down in clothing that's now too baggy for him, kind of the metal helmet on it. And you're about to dodge out of the way when its eyes flare red, and for just a moment you're distracted, and then the blade comes in and it pierces into your chest. You take 4 points of damage, and you are going to take a critical injury, which I don't know if there's a chart for that, but I think it's going to be something that needs major medical aid, maybe your lung or something.
Oh.
So, yeah, you gasp in pain, and you have to roll, I think, a body check, because I think that stuns you. Your stun is...
So my health was at 4. I'll just mention that for starters.
Oh. So you're down?
Yep. I am down.
Are you at 0 or are you at negative?
I'm at 0.
Okay, so you don't have to make a roll at 0. You can technically move, attack, or defend yourself, but you can only do 1.
Okay.
And you also have to roll a body check to stay conscious?
She's stunned. There's no way her body's more than 4.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Okay.
You're stunned,
Okay.
so next
Yeah.
turn you can't do anything anyway.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay.
Maybe
All right.
someone else take it.
So yeah, you've
Maybe.
taken you drop down then as you've been pierced.
Yeah.
That's only one of the zombies. The other two. Well, this one
Only
comes
one
down.
other one left. There's only
Oh,
one other one left
You're
alive.
right. You shot that one. That's right. This one comes down towards Ronin. This one, for whatever reason, drops the spear or the bayoneted rifle, and actually goes and reaches out towards Ronin's face. And Ronin will need to roll a defense as well,
Okay.
as this one just completely tries to claw him in the face with its dead hands.
Any modifiers on this?
No, just straight defense. This would be,
Yeah.
I guess, considered
again-
a punch attack.
Okay. And again, I am rolling on his sheet, but
Cool.
it's coming up.
All right, so he rolls a fumble. He takes 3 points of damage, which brings him below. He's already
That
at.
takes him to -2.
Yes, and then he had a point of non-lethal on top of that, I think. So Ronin basically goes down as this Japanese little guy zombie claws into his eyes and rakes him down onto the ground. There's a scream, and as far as you can see, Ronin is now on the ground. That is now Meg's turn, but you're stunned.
Stunned. Yeah, I'm
Does
just
she-
coughing up blood.
Is there a check to make sure she doesn't lose another health, or not yet?
Not if she is.
She's 0 even,
She's 0 even, so
but she also took a
she
critical.
doesn't need to
injury.
roll to stabilize. She doesn't need to stay conscious, but she's stunned, so she just does nothing.
Okay. I think I'm gonna make you roll because you took a lethal stab with a critical hit.
Mhm.
So go ahead and roll body, anyways.
All right. Come on.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine then.
Yeah.
Well, for certain values,
You're-
it's fine.
If you're using the base rules, if she rolls over 2, she's stabilized and doesn't have to make any other checks.
Okay. Okay, that's fair.
Unless she takes more lethal damage, in which case.
Well, you're stunned for this one.
In which case, I may be checking out.
The captain steps down, and then he surveys the room, and then he's going to move down, advancing towards Roland. And not having his sword, he's going to reach out at you, and I will need you to roll your defense as well, as he tries to. His arm is kind of coated with this black energy, and he's going to try to magic you.
Okay, I'm going to throw my style points into this. 'Cause I'm going to throw a couple of style points into this. So that's going to reduce the penalty I take to my defense roll to hopefully. So instead of -4, it'd be a -2 penalty.
Okay. Ooh. He still gets in close, and as you feel the suction against your chest, it's almost like Indiana Jones for a moment, where it's like Kalima up against you. But there's just sensation, and you feel some of your life force drain. Miss
Oh, I
Gwen,
take 2,
2 points.
but I'm not stunned. Because it did not exceed my stun rating, so.
Gwen is going to realize at this point, what I realized at the very end of last session and why you gave me an extra style point. It's like, the circle! The bodies have to be in the circle to activate. But then she looks over, did that one just leave the circle?
Yes, he did.
But it's not going to help. But now that they're activated, they can leave it. But she has pulled out her gun as she's realizing this, and she is going to put He's going to put a style point in and try to shoot this one here.
Okay. The one that just stabbed Meg?
Yeah.
Okay. So roll its defense.
Style point.
Okay. So you do 3 damage to it, and it buckles for a second on its knees, looks over at you, reaches out a fist, and you, and then it drops.
So that's 10. What else do I have left? Anything I can do for Meg?
You can move. If you want to try to heal her, you can kind of get down close for the next turn.
Can I, instead of me moving, can I try pulling her one square?
That would be an action.
Okay, so I will just move over here then.
Okay, so you're kind of prepping for it.
Yeah.
Ronin is down. He took, was it 2 points last turn?
What? Was that lethal or non? Yes.
That was lethal.
No, he took 3.
He took 3.
So he went from 1.5 to minus 2.5.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So was that? And if that was lethal, so he needs to make a body roll to try to stabilize himself.
Okay.
With there would be a -3 penalty because he's.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sorry, T.
He continues
Oh
to take lethal damage.
Oh no.
With the critical.
Oh no.
Do it. Anyone can die, Adrian.
That's right.
With a 0 on his body roll, and he's already like his face is like his eye was already like scratched out almost. He just is bleeding profusely from the ground, and I will go ahead and remove your access to his character sheet for the time being.
Alrighty. Sorry, dude. I roll shit.
You know the icing on the cake? He gets back up, and I do get to shoot him.
Okay.
It's really unfortunate to expect to die when they're absent. But I mean, with rolling 2 critical failures like that,
what else are you gonna do? Yeah.
So Roland, you can act before Emmet, unless you want to strategically wait for him to go.
Nope. I'm gonna fall back again, falling back with my gun already at the ready.
Okay.
I am going to sink my style points into this, and I'm taking out this leader.
Okay. So I will not. Are you doing a called shot, or are you just blasting him with everything you've got?
I'll do the called shot.
Okay. I was figuring it was either that or full auto.
So I'm doing the called shot to the vital area. So what's my penalty?
Okay. Vital area being the 10? Or sorry, for the headshot? His defense is 5. So, and then you have a
my penalty would be 5, but it would be reduced to 3 because of my talent, reduced to 1 because of my style points. So I'm rolling at a -1.
Okay.
I mean, with the FAL, I roll 11, so...
Okay. Boom.
Yes.
So he has... that's all straight damage because you beat his defense. So how do you want to do this?
Roland raises the gun. He waits, takes a breath, holds his breath, pulls the trigger. Shot, again, it's a straight-up headshot, like right through the eye.
Mm-hmm. And this one doesn't blow the head off, it just blows a solid hole through the back. And the captain just kind of like staggers, its claws still out, and slumps down to the ground.
Is the claw still glowing?
Roll a perception check.
Picturing like Baron von Strucker's Satan Claw here.
Actually, I don't know if this is the good music for it. You can tell that the magical energy is dissipating from it.
Okay.
Emmet is going to total attack on the zombie up there, and he's just going to mag dump his 1911. If you have control of his character, you can go ahead and add, I think, +2 to his attack.
Okay. He doesn't have any weapons on his character sheet.
Oh, does he not? I might not have finished it.
He doesn't have any firearm skill, so I don't know what I'm rolling here.
Okay. Is this the right character? No, I had to tweak stuff and I never finished it. So it would be his dexterity 4 plus firearms would also be 4 plus the gun itself, which is 2, so 10 dice.
Okay, I'll just do one of these. So, ND2 greater than 2.
Yeah. Okay. That is bound to kill the last one here. Yeah, even that, it kind of drops to the ground into not a puddle of blood. There's just riddled with holes as he shoots all 7 shots in a volley, and then there's silence for a moment, unless Meg, you passed your save, so you are
Squeezing.
Yeah.
Are we out of turn order now, or?
Yes, we are out of turn order.
Right. Roland is going to walk up. Guess this is like one of the zombie movies. He pulls out his Walther, puts one in Ronin's head to make sure he stays down.
I don't know if I should give you a style or take away a style for that.
I don't have any points.
I'm
So.
gonna give you one.
I mean, it's the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Oops, I gave
After last
everybody a
week
style.
where he's like, this isn't a zombie movie.
You know what?
Now that it is, he knows what to do.
Ronin would not want to be a zombie, so...
Yeah.
Gwen is not trained in medicine, but she has a high intelligence.
That was less satisfying than I thought it would be. I put the Walther away and unsling the FAL just in case.
Gwen is not trained in medicine, but she does have a high intelligence. She is going to try to grab something and bandage the wound.
So I think there's one thing with medicine is it's a specialized skill, or am I misremembering?
I have medicine, so I'm going to throw my new style point and do a medicine check on Meg.
It is not required. No, you're fine to go ahead and actually, do you have any experience?
I have the skill.
No, I was talking for Gwen.
No, she doesn't. She's just using a high intelligence to but still a +2 to it. But
I'm just trying to see if you can use it untrained, and if not, I would just let you spend the 2 experience to buy level 1.
You can use medicine untrained.
Okay, well there you go. And then did you?
I used it, but I only
What?
only got a 1, even with the style point. So one of her.
well, right now you are. Well, while I'm doing this, you are putting a bullet in his head. Can't do 2 things at once.
So hold on a second. So yeah, I think. Yeah, Gwen. So did you already roll?
Yeah, 1 success.
Okay. So that brings 1 non-lethal to, or 1 lethal to a non-lethal. So you'd basically be up to 0.5. But yeah, as Meg is being kind of dragged over and Gwen, you are trying to patch up. You see this gaping wound where her lung would be, and she's having a hard time breathing. And you can try to stop the bleeding a little bit, but she still needs major medical attention. And then there's the bang over as Ronin is.
But she's at least stabilized for now.
No, not necessarily. She still has a lung injury. But then Roland, after that, are you going to go try over and see what you can do still?
I can't. Somebody's already rolled medicine.
Okay.
First aid someone twice. Can I just have my point back? Oh.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
And I'm grabbing Gwen's wrist and just...
All right, everyone's getting out of this room. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. I was done.
Oh, okay.
We need
Roland
to get
pulls out the matches. Everyone get out of this room now. We're burning this place.
I need to look around for something to make a stretcher.
There's a lot of wood and crates and boxes and stuff, so yeah, that would be easy to do. Even just knocking off part of the legs of the desk, and you could use that. When Roland says that, though, Flisk immediately makes his way out, still holding the gold.
Roland's gonna move away from the door and kind of begin making preparations to torch this room.
He would start making a stretcher right here. Start building it there.
Okay.
I don't know how long it will take.
Okay. Meg, I'm going to have you roll another body check.
Sure.
And you can add I was going to say add a +1 to it because Gwen's tried to treat you. I'll just roll 1 for you. You can't take the average on that.
This is not my night for rolling at all.
I don't think that did that. So, Gwen, as you... Okay, so you don't die. You're just still extremely wounded.
Mm-hmm.
But Roland, you're ready to set the place on fire. There's enough wood in here that things will ignite like a dry tinderbox. However, you do see that Gwen is still trying to move some of these boards around and try to makeshift a stretcher, and Meg's still kind of lying on the ground holding her stomach where she got hit.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna burn it until everyone's out, but...
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, Emmet has gone. But Meg, you can get kind of dragged out by Gwen. You don't have any more things to prevent you from doing that, so it takes maybe a minute, and you're able to kind of
grab this map.
Sure. Yep.
I grab whatever's on it.
Is this door open? I mean, this door actually here.
Yeah, nobody ever opened that.
I mean, I know he wants to burn this place, but I at least want to peek through this door.
Okay. Yeah, it's unlocked. It reveals another kind of storage room. There's also kind of the bathrooms were in here, so there's a latrine pit. It smells old at this point. There's not much there, but just you can tell that's what it was.
Yeah, he just wanted to at least have a glance in the room.
Roll a perception check, actually, because there's some stuff that was in here that I should probably see what happens once things get lit up. And Roland, if you're sitting around waiting as well, you can also roll a perception check for just kind of that other area.
Yeah, he's probably got the matchbook in one hand, and he's got his coin moving over his fingertips with the other.
Okay, let me see.
Derping my rolls tonight like crazy.
Okay, so Gwen, in here you find that there are boxes and boxes of ammunition, World War II era weaponry. There is a box which has explosives. They look more like dynamite sticks.
Roland, bad idea. There's explosives in this room.
It looks to be maybe leftover stock that they use to collapse corridors. And then there's also ingredients, which I don't think you'd be able to see what those are without fully examining, but it looks to be some sort of chemicals.
Or at least let's control the burn to the bodies.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna just burn the room if there's a box of explosives here. I don't have a death wish.
Yeah, it's up
I'm
in
going to
this
drag
room.
the bodies out into this part of the stone corridor.
Okay.
Then just burn the corpses.
Okay. So this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy, and oops.
These guys.
Right, Ronin as well, right?
And basically all the corpses that are here too. I'm gonna bring them out. I'm gonna, throw throw some, wood and stuff to. And once I'm on the other side of the pile of corpses, I'm gonna just to make sure they stay.
Stay down. Okay. All right. So you ignite the passageway.
Once everyone's passed.
Once
the pile
everyone's
of
passed.
corpses,
Yes. Once everyone's kind of moved past. Gwen, do you take Meg back to Breech 6, the opening?
Yeah. She would once she realizes that there's explosive, then yeah.
Okay.
He takes her back to the where the where the rope is.
Okay. The inferno is short-lived as the bodies kind of catch immediately. They're all old, decrepit, and dry, and you are able to incinerate them. And we'll go back to Breech 6.
I was thinking this for a second, but I forgot.
That dynamite that was found, is that? I'm assuming that's like sweating dynamite that we're not gonna.
It's in here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ancient.
Like if it's from World War II, I'm assuming it's sweating and.
It's like,
I
30
have
years
the
old.
explosive skill. I know not to mess with that.
Yep.
Did I'm blanking on the character name already, but the character who
Flisk, Emmet?
No,
or Roland.
He's character, Ronin. Did Ronin have anything on him that was looked like an emblem or something to take back to?
Do you want to take to the time to search him real quick before you?
Something to obviously if he thinks the body's gonna rise as a zombie, he wants to burn it. But something to take back for a funeral or to loved ones, something.
Looking at his stuff, he's got his alligator tooth. He's got a pistol, a double action revolver. It's actually a really nice Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum. But there doesn't seem to be. He doesn't have dog tags. He was never in the military. I mean, we might have his ID, but he's like a 19-year-old kid at the same time. So, yeah, I don't think you'd find anything.
Is an alligator tooth necklace type thing?
Yeah, for the one he got from the crash.
Oh, okay. I don't
and
know.
Bug repellent.
I'm not sure what would be. I guess I take the ID and the gun and tooth. I guess that would be the best she could do to give to a loved one.
Okay. Yeah, if you plan to use the 357 mag yourself, it's a 3L, and that is it's much heftier than your gun. It's almost twice the size. I don't think there's a strength requirement higher than 2, so I think you can still use it. But yeah.
Maybe you can help me add that to the character sheet later.
Sure. Yeah, for Meg, you're not really in a condition to climb up the rope, but Emmet did leave it down there, so you aren't trapped down in Breech 6.
Good.
So we can use the pulley to try to pull her out.
You can't. You just need to climb up first.
Tie a bowline around her. I remember that from actual Boy Scout training.
Mm-hmm.
That a bowline is one of these Nazis in rescue. And then try to climb up the rope myself.
Okay. Yeah, just go ahead and roll athletics with a +2.
And I tell her, it's like, I guess I have to get to the top first, but we're getting you out of here.
She just nods. She's still gasping, trying to breathe.
Okay. Yeah, this takes you a little bit to get up there, but you don't have any major issues. It's just a little delayed. But you get up to the top. You see Flisk is busy moving the crashed motorcycles out of the way. He's moved the Jeep around. It's running. And probably as you're kind of getting up to that point, that's when Roland, you kind of get back from making the fire, and you can see that Meg's like ready to go up, still kind of like weak and gasping.
Okay. I think if we just tie the rope around Meg, I can probably raise her with the mechanism once I get to the top.
Yep, it looks prepped to do that.
Okay. So I assume I assume Flisk isn't going to be helpful, so I'm just gonna. Assuming it's just a basic climb that I can take the average and climb out, or
Yeah. What's your average?
average is just a 2.
Yeah, that's enough. You can just climb up. So
So
getting
yeah,
up
I
there.
climb out, then I'll use the mechanism or whatever to lift Meg out of the tunnel so she doesn't have to climb while holding her guts in.
There's some screaming, I'll just say.
Yeah, Flisk probably runs over to watch. He's like, "Get your butts in the Jeep, we're leaving!"
Not without Meg would not.
Well, hurry up then! And he like jumps back in. Revs the engine.
I want to curse him out, but I'm actually pleasantly surprised that the Jeep is still here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Big same.
But yeah, once we get Meg out, I'm just gonna go and.
Okay.
Once I get her in the Jeep, I'll probably take up position like. I think we determined it was. Actually, we don't need it to seat 5 because the other guy's dead, so we're good.
Sorry, Ronin. So yeah, if Gwen, you're in the front. Are you driving or navigating? I guess Flisk is driving at this point. He's like revving the engine.
Does the bless spell help with? And it would help. Would that help with the body checks?
I think that's not considered a skill check, but let me see what the text is.
That is with us.
I would guess that it's not, yeah.
I have a feeling it's not.
Since there is, things actually labeled skills.
Yeah, attributes are not skill checks.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, Flisk sticks it in gear and starts roaring down the path. And in the back seats, you hear the crackle of a radio.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Flisk! Mr. Flisk! Do you copy? Flisk is busy driving and kind of looks over his shoulder.
I'll grab the radio.
Is the radio that we were given?
Flisk is indisposed at the moment. This is Van Owen.
Yes, this is your radio. Nobody took the sat phones from the motorcycles. Or there was one, but I don't think anyone took it.
I assume this is the guy we left back at the cabin, the wheelchair guy.
Yeah.
Did Mr. Flisk have a sat phone too? Because I thought I had that.
Was it yours? I know that someone had one.
I thought the guy in the cabin was handing them out, and I thought I was holding them.
He's sort of handing them out like candy, yeah.
I don't remember how many, but I know there was at least one. And if that was on your radio, then yeah, whichever radio it is, it's buzzing, and it's.
May have had one too, but I have the sat phone on my seat, so I think both of them might be activating if he had one.
Yeah, they gave you one from the camp, and if you had one already, then if it was.
No, I didn't have one already. We had the one from the camp.
So that's the one that's buzzing.
The one that Roland answered.
Okay.
I assumed it was left in the Jeep because hauling that down to the Breech Six. But either way,
I'll take it off my sheet then if Roland has it now.
Well, this is Mr. Blackmore. Where are you?
We're leaving Breech 6. It's
There's something approaching. If it's not you, I'm not sure who it is, but there's jeeps coming in.
Alex. Yes, it sounds like we need to get back there. Your mate's gonna end up like poor Ronin.
Yeah, Flisk is going to drive. I think that's a dexterity skill. So he's got 4. So he's driving fast and swervy a lot. It's probably not comfortable for Meg, but the Jeep just tears down these mountain roads and starts making its way back towards the camp. Over the radio, you hear the sounds of some gunfire.
Uh-oh.
And then Mr. Blackmore, they're shooting at the camp. There seems to be several of them. You best not come back here, just in case they'll be overrun. I can't do anything from here. And you hear this rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat in the
I
background.
mean, I don't want to just leave him. I mean, if there's that many of them, how many are there?
There were 2 jeeps. It looks like they're coming towards the camp, towards the. I don't know how much longer I'm going to try to stop them. And then
Don't try to stop them. Just surrender.
Yeah.
Live to fight another day. Give yourself a chance at rescue. You can't stop that many, and frankly, we're in no position to either.
it seems like the line has gone quiet. Flisk pulls the Jeep over in the path as he's kind of like been listening from the driving seat. We got to get her to a hospital, it looks like.
And GM, is there a penalty to first aid yourself? How do you do that?
Medicine on yourself, I would assume. What was the injury? That was a magical attack on you?
Yeah. So can I first aid that or not?
I don't think that would be at a disadvantage because it's like treating almost like a burn and it's on your chest. So I would say it's just a straight roll.
I'm going to spend my style point and first aid myself because I haven't been first aided yet, so.
So Meg grabs your wrist, Roland, and she's trying to say something. She's whispering.
I have very good hearing. What do I hear?
Yes. We can't go past there. Hide.
I pull up the map. Anything on there that might identify that might be able to help us or someplace to go.
Okay, let's go up to this is the closest thing that I have to a map. So you're in Luzon, and the jungle's up here. The closest city we'll say is this one, Baguio, and I'm probably saying that terribly. But if you can cross over and get to there, that's the nearest settlement that would have like a hospital, aircraft, something like that.
Okay, so there's nothing small other than the big city, which is how far away do you think?
Manila is like it's a flight to get down to Manila.
Yeah, that's where we came from, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're in the jungles. It's not a whole lot of resources out here specifically for treatment. You could try to find maybe.
No, tell Flisk. Bagoa should be. Looks like it's that way. Do you know the roads to get there?
We can. That'd be a drive. I'm trying to think what we left at the camp. You got that journal.
The camp is under attack.
I know, but for the treasure, you got the journal, right?
Got the journal. I got the map.
Okay. I mean, apart from Mr. Blackmore, I think we're okay then. He's probably dead. Okay. So Baguio that is then, and he gets the car running again, starts to drive. A little bit later. Unless anyone wants to do anything for the next 30 minutes of the drive. There's
Nope.
not much to do but contemplate, probably.
Yeah. Though I will say, if Meg indicated those documents, it sounds like she said to hide them. I'm going to just kind of slip them into my pack, hopefully as subtly as possible.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty subtle. Flisk doesn't notice you, at least. You being in the back seat with Meg.
And I don't care if Meg notices, because she's the one who told me to hide them, so...
Yeah. So, Meg, you're in the back again with the critical injury. You're very discomforted, but you're not at a point where you're bleeding out anymore, which is good for you. Gwen, in the front, you're following along the maps. It does look like Emmet knows where he's going for the most part, and he's following these really old trails, and sometimes they're half flooded, and he has to slow down and ford over this little river across the road, and it's a bit of a trip. But about 30 or 40 minutes in, you hear that satellite phone crackle again. What would he say?
But nothing, no voice comes to it.
You do hear a voice. I'm just trying to think of what he would say. Flisk. Flisk. I know you're there.
Who is this that we're hearing?
It's a voice you haven't heard before.
Imagine it's the guy who took over the camp.
And then you hear Flisk. And
Flisk is indisposed. This is Van Owen. What do you need? What are you after?
Van Owen. I didn't know you were out in this part of the woods.
Well, let's just say I got tired of spending my days in a Rhodesian bush war now.
More like you didn't want to die like the rest of your mates. Give me Mr. Flisk.
You mean, by give you Mr. Flisk, do you mean put him on the line?
Yes.
Or hand him over bound and gagged?
No, I want to talk to your compatriot. Flisk stops the car at this point.
Before I hand Flisk the receiver, who is this?
I have no bloomin' idea. It's probably the guy who shot Blackmore.
Hand Flisk the receiver. I'm also going to just have my gun at the ready, just in case this is one of those situations.
Okay. He's gonna just lock eye contact with you, and then click. This is Flisk. Who is this? And then there's a laugh on the other side of the line. He said, "Are we playing games, are we? Well, I've got Mr. Blackmore's here, and he says that you found a journal. We want that back. Where are you?" Flisk looks at you all like, I don't know what this is.
I take the receiver from Flisk. Where are you? You're willing to deal, but why don't we come to you and we'll talk? You know who I am. You know I'm a hired gun. Make me an offer. And I kind of wink at the party to let them know, like, this is a bluff.
The voice on the other end. Yeah, alright. I'll play your game. We're back at your camp. Come to us. We'll bring that journal. Bring Flisk. Maybe you can all get out of here alive.
Sounds like a plan, then. I know and out. And then once there's no more sound on the radio, and I'm definitely not holding down the button to make sure no one hears this.
Yeah, the radio's
Turn
off
the
now.
target. Looks like we have two options. people want whatever we found, and going to them might save. Is it Blackwell?
Blackmore.
Going there might save him, but I don't exactly trust that these are the kind of people to honor their deal. And
Blackmore's probably dead.
With Meg in her condition, and frankly, the rest of us not looking much better, the hospital might be a smarter bet.
Yeah, if we go there, we can maybe catch a flight to Manila and get out of this hellhole.
I'm not entirely ready to give up the mission, head back to Manila. But I think maybe if we get Meg back.
Go ahead, Gwen.
So we still have a treasure to find, but we have to. But we need Meg for that.
When I looked at the journal earlier, I didn't have a super long time to look at it, but were there any like sketches or maps or anything of the kind?
Go ahead and make a roll for that, actually. I'll have you
Okay.
roll academics for kind of or maybe linguistics. I think that's actually a little bit better for reading the journal and trying to like see.
Sure. Not as good a roll, but we'll see what happens. Because I rolled fairly well when I first looked at it. But in terms of remembering at this point, given the shape that she's in, I tap Roland on the leg to get his attention, and I say, "Pull over. Let me look at it. We can take out pages we want to keep."
I'm assuming this is all in Japanese, and I think you're the only one that reads Japanese. Are you in any condition to figure out what those pages are?
I can try. Cough, cough.
I pull out the journal and hand it back to Meg.
Okay.
Do you think, and ask Roland, Roland, do you think you could? I mean, you're a pretty skilled soldier. Do you think, with Yellen as a prize, you could take them out?
Just in case you couldn't hear, Gwen asked if you think you can take out the mercenaries. So, Meg, as you begin to read through the journal, kind of flipping through it again, you can tell it's like a diary from what might have been that Japanese captain, or maybe someone like him, as it's talking about kind of the construction of all these Japanese tunnels through the mountains, the tunneling, pressing locals into service, hauling in lumber, using mules and donkeys until roads were built, and it's kind of like detailing what the day-to-day life was. And then it goes into talking about when Yamashita is actually going to come on site, and then that's supposed to be. It talks about the locations that he is wanting to do and how wanting to go visit and see, and how they're supposed to be kept completely secret, and how there is one friend that this captain had made who lived in a village nearby, and the Japanese captain was determined to keep that person at home because he knew that all of the people on site would not make it home, all of like the pressed locals. And there's a name for this guy. It's written down to where you can read who it is and where the village is, and from there, this is the lead that Blackmore had said. They called him Grandpa, someone that they could maybe go try to find and talk to see if he knew where the tunnels were or whatever.
Okay.
So there's that. And then towards the end of the book, There is. I'm trying to remember if this was in there. I think that's all you would find, actually.
Okay. So I'm going to tell Roland the pages. Like I'll kind of show him this page and then say knife, clean cut, so that it doesn't show that we tore something out. Try to keep that secret. So I'll tell you to take out the pages that have that contact name, and any pages that mention those other sites.
Okay.
And then I will circle just with my finger that name, and I will tell you what it is. I'll tell you the name of the village and say, this is the contact in Manila.
Okay. Do you say that out loud, like to the whole group, or just kind of in whisper?
No, I'm whispering it to Roland because I can't really talk above a whisper anyway.
Okay. I kind of follow Meg's lead. I take my throwing knife out of my boot. It's probably my smallest, sharpest blade for that kind of surgical removal of the pages. And again, I'm if possible, I'm kind of not advertising this to Flisk. I'm not going out of my way to hide it, but
the opportunity comes up where he because you've all pulled over on the side of the road here. So he gets up saying he's going to go take a leak and kind of goes out into the brush a little bit.
And then I stow the pages that Meg indicates we don't want to turn over. I stow those in my pack, actually, I stow them in a belt compartment that's meant to that used to have a bullet clip in it before I reloaded my gun.
There you go. And then I tap the journal and I say, make them think this is worth it. They might not think we took anything if you act like you don't want to give it up.
Absolutely sure we want to do this before we get medical attention.
She kind of laughs and then,
I could take the jeep and continue on to the city. Do you think you and Flisk could take out the camp?
You're watching for us.
Flisk probably comes back too at this point.
If you think we can get past them, that's one thing. Because, I could use a Band-Aid.
Giving you another style for that line.
If necessary, we'll have to buy a passage with this journal and negotiate them. And GM, if it's okay with you, I want to buy a point of deception because I'm imagining I'll have to lie pretty soon, and
okay, yeah, that's
be nice to have at least 1 point in that.
Yeah. Flisk comes out from kind of the bushes. It looks like you did just go and stuff, but he looks pretty sour, and he sees you kind of holding the journal. I presume you're not trying to conceal it.
Yeah, I've got the journal in one hand. The phallus slung across my back. If they're armed, I have the Walther in my other hand, but it's pointing down.
You can't possibly be thinking of going back to camp. You're just gonna give them that and go. They'll just shoot you.
That's why I'm going back to camp. You're getting her to the hospital.
Oh, fine. That's a good plan. You go, kill yourself. You'll climb into the jeep again, and it's like.
Actually, before I go, since I've apparently just decided to split the party, I'm going to not carry the we want to keep secret with me. I go and I tuck them into the back seat of the jeep. I remove that pouch and I tuck it literally shove it under the seat. To travel light, hey. Just my guns in the book then.
Meg sees you do that. Can we say that I see you do that?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not
in the
trying to
back
hide
seat.
it from you. The only one I'm
Yeah.
kind of trying to hide it from is Flisk.
And I'm making like a grabby hands motion. Better idea.
Okay, I go along with that plan.
Okay.
Since we've got
So,
Oh,
but I'm
hold on,
I'm
Gwen.
making a grabby motion like give me the.
hello.
Go ahead, Gwen.
That's fine. I hand it over. I'm
Okay.
not committed to the idea of hiding it under the seat.
Meg is going to literally stuff it down the front of her pants. Down far enough that it doesn't like, and then like pull her shirt down.
Okay.
Her bloody shirt.
I was gonna say if she's hiding it in her clothes, aren't her clothes drenched with blood, and won't that make it awful hard to read?
I thought you said you had it in a little.
Oh yeah. I don't think those are waterproof, bloodproof.
Well, I'll stick it down the back of my pants then. I'm not bloody down the back of my pants. How's that?
Okay. So you find a way to contain it. Gwen, what were you gonna say?
So if we have time out of combat, can I take the average on magic skill?
To cast? Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not in a time crunch. So this you had 40 minutes in the Jeep too. So if you wanted to cast that spell, yeah, what does that look
So
like?
before Roland goes, it's like, I don't know if you would believe in this more than you did before, but this will help. But this will help. And she ties to the major blessing, which is +4 to all skill checks on Roland.
Ooh.
How does Roland react as I presume you're speaking in Egyptian or like ancient yeah, speaking words that do not
Slightly less skeptically than he would have before
Being
getting attacked by a dead guy with a glowing hand.
actually.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what Emmet
In GM,
does.
here's a question for you. What's based on where we are now? What is closer if I'm going on foot, the camp or the motorcycles we left behind?
So I was wondering if anyone would think of that. Going back to Breech 6 would probably be about the same because he was driving towards the camp first and then he veered off and started going down the other road. So you'd have to backtrack and instead of going to the camp, you'd just go back to Breech 6 first. It'd be about the same.
If it's then in that case, if it's not going to save me any time, I'll just go without the motorcycle.
Okay. So yeah, you go back to the cross section and veer back and you begin to head that way.
I'm not just going to walk into the camp. I'm going to survey the place a bit.
Okay. Is the plan that Emmet is going to continue driving Meg and Gwen towards the next settlement?
Yes.
Okay. So
that's the plan I told him. I hope he does it.
Okay. Gwen, you can roll a survival check with a +2 because do you do the spell on just yourself, on just him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just him to get the to make sure the so let's see here. Magic. Okay. If I take average, it's 2. It's a -2 for the major blessing, but if I make physical contact, I can get +2.
So it cancels out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. It just
So just
the
thing
major
is,
I can only do really one person.
the thing is, you also aren't limited by time, right? So if you have like 10 minutes of uninterrupted effort, you could just be doing it, I think, if I'm understanding it correctly. But the survival is because you're following the map and trying to see if you can follow where Emmet's going.
Okay. Survival, and you said +2 because I have a map.
Yep. Okay. Yep. You can tell by the turns and the landmarks that you're passing that he is driving you all towards Baguio. And most likely, based off of the speed, as you get towards the other side of the island, you seem to be getting better roads, and he's able to go faster, and you should be able to get there by nightfall. Meanwhile, as
So the plan is they're going to get medical attention and then catch a flight to Manila, correct?
I thought we would going to Baguio, and well, I guess we'd probably sort of talk to where we were going to meet first before we were separated. But
yeah, we can say that you have. What is the plan, though? Are you wanting to
I
meet?
guess I just kind of want to retcon where am I supposed to meet up with them if I survive this?
I don't know that. I don't know that Manila is what I would want to do. Medical attention, yay. But I think maybe we would try to meet you in this town where we
that's what I
find the
was thinking.
hospital.
He
Yeah,
can at the
I'll
let's
hospital.
plan on
not.
heading to that town as soon as I.
Yeah,
So you're gonna try to acquire your own vehicle and get back, meet over in.
Mhm.
Okay. So.
All right. So just let me know when I'm near the camp, and I'll kind of explain.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna get a couple things. Actually, I'm just gonna clear out the map completely because it's not
Sorry,
accurate.
I know it's a pain in the neck when we split the party.
I don't mind that. I just hope everybody doesn't mind hanging out while we figure out what happens to you.
oh no, that's fine. Not a problem.
So
Roland is the protector, so he's gonna
Yeah.
the danger for himself, and
Yep.
it's very in keeping with his character.
Yep,
Okay.
definitely.
So go ahead and roll a stealth check first, and I'm going to give you at least a +2 bonus because you are coming
Also,
in
it's showing
from
me
the
2
jungles.
out of 5 on this token. I'm 4 out of 5. I only have one
Oh.
lethal because
Okay.
one of my lethals and my non-lethal got taken care of when I mediced myself.
Cool. So that should be fixed.
So it's stealth with a +2.
Yes. Oh, and plus your magic. So that'd be actually high likelihood you'll be stealthy.
So what's my bonus then?
Should be +6 because Gwen, you did a +4 on him, right? Okay. Yep. So you are invisible as you didn't even arrive on a motor vehicle. Your legs are just sore from the hike, but nothing you're not used to. You remember how there's kind of the 2 mountains on either side. It's kind of in the valley in between. You can take as much time to scope it out as you wish. There is actually one Jeep here.
Okay.
It is kind of like drove in a U-turn. Let's see.
Can I also perception to see how many?
Yep.
Come on, Roland.
Okay. You can see that there are 3 men out by the Jeep, smoking, kind of chatting, smoking. They all have weapons, rifles, machine guns, it looks like. The Jeep itself is similar to the one that you all were driving in, just kind of an outdoor jungle Jeep.
And these 3 just look like regular mercs, right? They're not.
Yes, with 4 you can tell that they all look American hired guns. Like not that you can specifically tell like an American from a European, but just like you've been in the army, or no, you're English, aren't you?
He's British Australian, but he worked for the American CIA. They're the ones who put him in Rhodesia.
Yeah.
The Bush War.
Yeah. So they look to be.
Sure, he knows an American when he sees one.
Yeah. You can probably deduce that pretty easily.
Okay. Well then.
With a 4 also and unlimited time, you can see that that the shacks have been shot through recent. Like people have like strafe unloaded magazines into them through the windows and stuff, or the openings. There's like splintered wood and bamboo and stuff.
The 3 guys that are here look like regular mercenaries. They're not like the guy I'd be negotiating with. I don't see that guy.
No, they look like the guys who are supposed to be on watch, and they're just hanging out by the car smoking. You get the feeling they're confident they can deal with anything that shows up.
was so tempting to just take them out. That would kind of completely blow up the plan to try to seem like I've come in peace to deal.
I'm so tempted for you to take them out too.
No,
I
three of them.
mean,
Do you just want to wait?
Yeah, I'm just going to observe a little more.
Okay. You observe that two of the guys kind of rotate out. One goes into the room that you had stayed in because they know there's a bathroom in there. One kind of like sits down against the Jeep. The other eventually puts out a cigarette and does kind of like a perimeter walk around. You can hear, because you're kind of close enough in the bushes, that he calls for the other guy to come with him, and the other one's like, meh, you do it. Inside, you can tell as you kind of scope it out longer, there's someone inside too, but all the shutters are down, but you can hear like the footsteps around. And as you just kind of hang out there, like how long do you want to wait? Like I'm assuming this is now like a couple hours. You've been
Yeah, I
scoping
think
it
I'm
out.
going to wait, first of all, until the pain in my legs is gone, just
Yeah.
so I can...
Sure. You rested from the hike.
I'm thinking like this is like the Metal Gear 3 Solid Snake thing where he just pulls out the cigar and time passes.
Okay.
Except without the cigar, because I don't think Roland has one.
Okay.
I think...
Okay.
Um,
So if you want to continue to stake it out,
yeah.
we will.
All right.
Yeah. So basically, nothing is happening except they're waiting for you. There's the three guards. There's the boss inside. We'll call him.
Okay, if I think there's a boss inside that I can deal with, walk into camp. Walther pointed at the ground, holding. Walther pointed at the ground. Book in my hand. There's a match sandwiched between the pages, or like a stick or something that's lit.
Okay.
Basically, burning its way down.
As soon as you make yourself known, all three rifles up towards you, and then one shouts, "Boss! Boss!" And then you hear footsteps come down as he pulls aside the door, and roll perception.
They're gonna awesome or have to get ransomed back to my own party.
Okay. I don't have a token for him because I wasn't expecting this to come up just yet. But coming down the steps, you recognize your old captain who served with you over in, was it not Saudi Arabia? Where was it?
It's been all over.
Yeah. Anyway, he's the one who gave you the mission where your team got killed, and he's coming down here. He's not wearing a official uniform, but he's got his vest on, mags. He's got a rifle kind of slung up. Doesn't have sunglasses because it's like dusk. And he says, "Well, look what Flisk reeled in." And we're gonna pause there, as we're gonna jump back over to the Jeep rattling, driving, going up and down over these hills. You survive a spontaneous rain shower that kind of pelters this water down all over the Jeep. I believe you took the rag top off, so everyone gets wet throughout that little storm, but it doesn't last long, more than 20 minutes, but it's enough to kind of get you all like wet and irritated. But by dusk, Flisk drives into this very third world little town. You can see homestead at first, farms, cleared land, and then kind of the city inside as there's 2 and sometimes 3-story buildings occasionally. Not really paved roads or anything. It's all kind of like hard dirt roads. a lot of just kind of shelters with like lean-to tents and stuff, kind of covering awnings and sidewalks and stuff. And Flisk is driving around trying to find out where the hospital is. And Gwen, probably you're the one who is more navigating. You can find out where it is. Nobody here, I think, speaks Portuguese, so talking to the locals is a little challenging. Gwen, if you want to make a linguistics check, or if Meg, if you're awake enough, you can also make a linguistics check.
Would you like to have me make a roll of some kind to see if I'm awake enough?
I would leave that to you if you would want to be resting in an attempt to kind of like heal your character a little bit more. The more rest you get, the better. Or if you want to try to participate in finding out where you can get treatment.
It's a bad roll, but I got 1 success. I mean, the average would be 3, but look at all those ones.
Yeah, you're able to stop some people, and everyone kind of like looks at the Jeep. It's almost like Jaw was in Star Wars. They're like looking around, and then they're kind of like, you talk to them, and they all start running away. Not a whole lot of contact with the local populace. That's any success. Oops, what was that? 1 second. I just unplugged my left screen.
Oh.
I'm glad my computer didn't turn off.
What, 7 dice there?
All right. Did you want to try to roll as well, or no?
It was a pretty bumpy road on the way there, right?
Yes, it was, and
We've
you got rained on.
established that I had a lung injury. I don't know. I think I would not be in really good shape, probably.
Okay.
Feels like cheating if I roll.
Then it takes a little bit more time, and the sun sets, and you are driving through the streets. It's not that big of a city, but it takes you a little bit to kind of navigate. And then there's roads that are blocked because they've got like wagons being pulled or carts being pulled that are just parked in the middle of the road, and he has to turn around. It's just very confusing and obnoxious, and it will delay enough for us to jump back to Roland. As you see your old captain kind of stepping down towards you, flicks his cigarette away, folds his arms. He's not drawing a weapon because he knows his 3 guards are all trained on you.
Oh. Look at you out here working for the highest bidder. I actually respect that. I thought you had drunk the red Kool-Aid, if you know what I mean.
No, I'm still working for the CIA, mate.
So
what is it? You killed Flisk? Where is he?
Flisk didn't make it. In fact, most of my team didn't make it. Whatever you sent us into, it was the charnel house down there.
Roll an empathy check as he kind of like starts to say something and tries to control the movements.
And do I get my bonus still, or?
Yeah, this is the same scene for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can kind of like see the realization in his eyes as you say he didn't make it. He talked to Flisk on the radio. So sometime between then and now, he didn't make it. Very suspicious. And then you say that whatever you sent him to is like a death trap. And then something he realizes maybe you're talking about Breech Six, where he sent 2 guys after you. And he seems interested. And he begins to approach you. He crosses, I'm just going to use Blattmore's token because I don't have one for him. But he gets...
Whatever Flisk took us into was... It was a slaughterhouse. Half the bloody team died down there, the other half... Well... Like I said, they're not making it to an hospital.
Flisk. It's the last time we use Flisk. But he did bring you to me. I'll give you a chance. You know, do you want in? You can join us. Figure out what this treasure is. Or you give me the book, and we'll let you go on your way.
I suppose my answer depends on yours. Why did you betray the team?
Just following orders.
Why did the spooks want us all?
I think they had made arrangements with the enemy, but yeah, that's above my pay grade.
And the thing is, Roland kind of believes this, because this is... his backstory, I purposely put him in, like, the one proxy war of the Cold War that no one wanted to touch. Yeah. So he kind of doesn't disbelieve this. I mean, so he's... And if I decide that I want nothing to do with you, especially not having you at my back, you really expect me to believe that if I toss you this book, I can walk out of here?
Like motions towards the jungle. Be my guest.
The only vehicle here is the Jeep, right?
And it's their Jeep. There were two, one at Blackmore called it in, though.
And the payment I was promised.
Payment.
Mercenaries, mate. I didn't come on this expedition for free.
I
was promised money in your location. Seems like I've only gotten half of that.
You're not on my expedition. This small time, they're just some treasure hunters. We're the CIA, mate. Come on, hand it over.
Again, Roland's got the Walther pointed down. He can't not do this. Like, he wants this guy dead. He's... And then bolt.
Okay. Let's see. You do not have quick draw, but it's in your hand already. So it's going to be straight initiative, I think, for him to be able to react. And let's see.
I don't get bonus on the initiative because it's not a skill roll.
Your attack, a firearm is a skill, so it should still get magic firearms.
Minimized it.
I'm actually not sure about that. And Adam, you know the magic better than I. Are you sure it doesn't apply to attacks, or is it because it's a weapon?
What book are we pulling the magic out of?
This would be the Hollow Earth books.
Okay.
I'll
double check, but if it's anything like the enhancement spell that we used in 1770X, that one didn't.
Because it's using the firearm skill, but plus the weapon. So I don't know. Oh, you cut out. I'm not sure what happened.
In previous times, we were doing an attack, but that could change. But I mean, if you want to change that,
I'm trying to think of how OP that would make everything. Because if Gwen has enough time in between, she just +4s everybody. I'm not necessarily against that, though.
It would make it as OP as when Becca did it in the other campaign.
I'm gonna rule it that if you're blessed, then that I think would transfer because you're using your firearms or melee or whatever skill, and then the weapon is just additional dice to it. So it kind of makes sense to me, even if it's broken.
I can't give +4.
It expressly says it works for attacks. I just mean it wouldn't work on the initiative or perception or any of that.
No, I don't. Sorry, go
I
ahead.
can't get +4 to everyone. Maybe +2 to everyone, but I can't do a group +4.
All right. I am trying to figure out who I can use for stats for him. All right, I'm just gonna
If you want to pause it there
and come
and
back.
on that cliffhanger, I'll be okay with that.
I think I
If
am
you
because
want
I know who this guy is. I just hadn't like I didn't expect him to come in until Manila or wherever this other thing started happening. So
Fair.
so I think you pull out and then I'm gonna pause it for you and we are gonna cut back to use the last bit of time for Meg and Gwen back over in the village. Starting to rain, dark. The street lamps are lit, but it's kind of the hazy yellow glow. Eventually, you come to the hospital. It's not marked. It looks to be staffed by like Red Cross personnel and some local doctors. And yeah, if you're able to kind of bring Meg in, she's got her temporary bandage. You're immediately greeted by concerned staff and people finally who do speak English, as the Red Cross, like the nurse and stuff. She doesn't look surprised, honestly. It's like maybe stuff like this has happened before. But yeah, they come out, they bring out a stretcher, and Meg, you're able to kind of lay down on it, and you are whisked inside to see treatment by hopefully professionals.
And follow as much as they're allowed, but I mean, I wouldn't be allowed all the way to surgery and things like that. But
Yeah, they don't stop you until you're either getting to like an operating room where they can kind of like try to fix her up. Flisk does not follow you.
hopefully there's still a jeep when we get back, but I don't know if there will be or not.
Yeah,
And I hand off the pages to Gwen.
you may, yes.
Yeah.
So the kind of the stretcher's kind of being wheeled in, and that's Gwen hustling behind, and as kind of the last thing you like hand it over, Gwen takes it, and then you disappear into the room, and then Gwen, you can go to kind of like the sitting area just outside. I will have you roll a perception check, and then I will roll for the hospital staff. I think giving them. What do you think is fair? 6 dice plus a situational bonus for being in the hospital. So 8 dice. Do you think that's fair for a doctor?
Yeah, I mean, they would have, if they're a doctor, their medicine's going to be.
Adrian, if you need a doctor, I do have one in that list of NPCs I gave you. In the Guide to London, there's a medical doctor.
Let me see if I can grab it. I'll just clone it over.
They probably at least have 3 dice and intelligence of.
Oh, that's right. They would still have. I'll just use the stats from here. This is. There's a couple doctors. Okay, medicine, surgery, 10. Okay, so I'm going to roll 10 dice. 10d2 greater than 2 /R. And this is with, I presume, a lifesaver talent, or no? This one doesn't have a lifesaver.
I'll check. I thought he did, but
I have Dr. Moreau open. Is there a different one?
Dr. Moreau.
yes.
I'm being treated by Dr. Moreau. Get him away from
If
me.
you look on the list where it says Guide to London, there's
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely in the wrong spot.
There's a regular doctor.
Get him away from me.
All right, different one. Okay. Okay, so yes, this one does, but it's 5 dice, and then it's lifesaver. You want a different doctor?
I will
Five with
decline
lifesaver or
treatment if
10
he's the
without.
only one.
Oh,
At least it's
5 with
not
lifesaver or 10 without, it's basically the same thing.
yeah, so you can take basically 2 health back, where I can roll the 5, and then every 1 point is worth 1 heal. You want to flip the coin, or do you want to keep what you've got?
You know what? Can I give you any style points for the fact that she's just a tenacious little bitch?
I can let you Let's see, how much would I let you do?
Good, 6 style points.
I know.
So you're normally supposed to be able to heal 2 for 1, but that's when you take, or reduce damage 2 for 1, so 2 style points for
Right.
1 point, but that's when you take damage. I'll let you use
Right,
2
right.
of them to reduce another one if you
Okay.
want to bump it and heal 3 points and reduce the major injury.
It's doing the thing where it's not
Oh, is it not spending?
letting you. So if
Okay.
you want to just take them.
Sure. So you can heal then 3 points. And Gwen, did you roll perception already?
Yeah, 4 successes.
Okay. As you are sitting, waiting, hoping that your friend is going to be okay, you hear in the night the Jeep driving off.
Yep. Asshole.
And I
Does he have
think...
that statue?
Probably. But if he gets 1 golden Buddha statue, we find the whole treasure.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's cursed.
It was, but...
I mean, like, super extra, totally cursed.
Melting Nazi cursed.
That's what I would like.
All right, well, I think we'll go ahead and end it here, as Ronin has bitten the dust. Meg was majorly injured, but looks like she's going to be okay. Gwen at your side, Flisk gone, and Roland about to get into a gunfight against pretty bad odds. But he is Roland.
Roland's planning on shooting
Roland
that one guy and then making a beeline for the
Yeah.
tree line.
Yeah.
And he's got a +4 to any skills.
You got this.
Oh, yeah,
I
but
believe in you.
I'm going to make a note on that because I don't forget. +4 to Roland.
I believe in you.
All right.
I was thinking about it, and he was already thinking of shooting some of these guys, but once he saw a guy who tried to get him killed, he just started seeing red.
Yeah. Know that.
I still have 2 non-lethal wounds. Does any of that go away?
From normal resting.
Yeah.
Well, if you kind of point that out, because Meg's surgery is gonna not just be over in a couple of minutes, it's gonna be a bit. The other doctors can try to see to you as well, if you would like.
I figured it out. If they can, but I thought I was at least hoping 1 would go away.
From just driving, I think that would convert a lethal to a non-lethal for just kind of like the rest time. But I'm not sure if that's supposed to be in like a comfortable bed versus the thing. I'll just roll the dice to heal you from the doctors. You can get this is with the lifesaver, so you can heal the 2 points. I think that would bring you back to full, anyways.
Yeah,
And
I just had 2 non-lethal.
Oh yeah, the non-lethal, then yeah, those would go away. So I think that is it for the session. For experience, participation, role-playing, danger, success. I think you guys successfully, you got... Did I give you the success point last time, though, for the map? Or for the flag?
Don't remember.
I think you
I
did,
think
yeah.
I did. So...
I want to make an argument for a knowledge point.
Yeah.
The knowledge I wanted was the location of this guy, and I got that knowledge.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that can be 4 points, unless there's any other. I guess that would be wisdom. Yeah, knowledge, wisdom. So I'll hold back the success point because you guys are kind of still in limbo before you get to the next point. So 4 experience.
So is
I'm
that
assuming
3 for us and 4 for Roland?
No, I'm just doing it. Everybody gets the same.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming it's a cliffhanger, so no spending at the moment.
Unless it's arguably reasonable to spend them, but yeah, if you're trying to boost firearms or an attribute or something like that,
Nope. I was thinking something along the lines of a talent like Die Hard or High Pain Tolerance, justified by the fact that Roland was pretty injured and then trekked through the woods while injured.
That's
Can we
true.
spend points, though?
Can what?
Can we spend points, though?
Yeah, I think I will allow anybody to spend experience as needed. I think going into the next events will be more fun with experienced characters. So if you want to get anything...
one of those towns. I just don't know which one yet. I have to. They're very similar, but I want to refresh my memory on them.
Sure, you can just message me in the group or whatever, or post here in Roll20 for the next time. Yeah,
the two talents that if you get them both, you're functionally immortal.
Jeff. All right, well,
the Jeff combo.
We will see you next week, and we'll see if it's the completely wrapped up with everybody. We'll see what happens.